Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another edition of the Pure Digital Passion Podcast with me, Moses Kemibaro. It seems to me that it's unboxing season, and today we have the HMD Skyline, a new device that's coming to Kenya later this month in September 2024. And these are the same people who have been, in the recent times, been sort of licensing the Nokia license to create the various devices that they've been selling within the Kenyan market. But the Skyline is without a doubt one of their best devices in terms of the capabilities, the features, and what comes with them. I'll be honest with you that the color that you're seeing here is not my choice of color. They do have a beautiful sort of graphite looking black one as well. And I think around the 27th of this month, September, we'll be seeing the official launch of the Skyline in Kenya. So now we get to unbox it and see exactly what's in the box, but more importantly, get a sense of this magnificent new device from HMD. So as I pull up the lid, we can see the Skyline in here in the case. So I'm going to just pop it out. When we did get these devices from our good friends at HMD here in Nairobi, they did mention that the box would not have any extra things in it just because this is an early access model. And I'm just going to put this away because we don't really have the power bricks or the SIM toolkits and so forth in there yet. But this is how it comes in terms of how we get it. And I'm just going to now quickly sort of unwrap it from the cover. And there you go. And immediately you can see sort of this brushed aluminum finish. You know, it's got a beautiful, I love the way the logo sits here. It's sort of, you know, sort of just sort of sticking out. It's a nice camera module. Just feels very elegant, very solid. And immediately one of the things that grabbed my attention when I saw the first one last week at the HMD offices is that we had this sort of look where you can see all these tapered edges, which is quite reminiscent of, as I recall it, was the Nokia N9 that first started using that sort of design language. And of course, in subsequent years when Nokia had the Lumia range, there's a lot of sort of the design language and the creativity around the way it's packaged. Looks very familiar, very reminiscent of that particular range of devices. But immediately, I mean, I definitely feel a sense of heft. This feels like a really solid device, very much metal, the way it's built. The buttons, we can see the antenna lines over there. It does also have a programmable button here that allows us to do it. And actually, as we power up, immediately you can sort of see the OLED screen. I believe it's called a POLED screen. Very organic, very clear, crispy looking. And also just immediately the sound quality sounds amazing. But one of the things I can immediately pick up is just sort of the rich sort of colors, just the way it looks. I'm just going to set it up so that it works for Kenya here. Actually, I'm just choosing the language here now. There we go. I'm going to use, we can use the US English, I suppose. And let's go. Can also connect it to a mobile network. I'm going to skip that for now. It also supports eSIMs, so you can use this with an eSIM device as well. There are a number of networks here, but I'm just going to skip those for now. And I'm going to set it up offline. But right away, I mean, straight away, just looking at the screen, and I'm going to just accept all these, and I'm going to skip. I'm going to skip that as well. And it's asking me to set a pin. I'm just going to skip it for now. I just want to get a sense of how this thing actually looks. So just your navigation. And I'm going to continue the setup. And our phone is now getting ready. Of course, with HMD, I'm just going to accept all. I'm going to skip this again. I'll all this set up properly later. But immediately, the quality of the screen looks very beautiful, very colorful. And of course, you can see the theme is quite similar in terms of the color scheme to the rest of the device. As we look over, obviously, we have our little section at the bottom where we're able to put in our SIM, charging port with a USB-C. I kind of like this feature here where you can kind of see that screw. Looks very almost industrial there. And I didn't notice this before, but just this hexagonal sort of looking effect on the edges as it tapers off, I think looks actually very nice. And also as we come to the camera module, we can see that it has a very impressive 108 megapixel camera. So this is impressive. Also, I do know that the screen comes with a 144 hertz refresh rate, which is higher than what you normally see with many smartphones, including some of the more premium devices. Obviously, it supports dual SIM. It also comes with the ability to fast charge. It also supports wireless charging. It does support, of course, 5G, meaning you can get high quality access. And again, as we look at the device, I think, and we'll get into more of the details going forward, you can see that this is really a well-built device. And I think HMD, given their DNA as a business and the fact that they've been making incredible devices, and of course this falls under the HMD original range, or what they call HMD Originals, it just shows you that they've really come together in terms of figuring out how to create incredibly beautiful and functional devices. One of the things that really stands out again in this device is the camera system. I'm going to be testing a lot of this over the next few days, and anticipation of the launch next week. And we do know that it also supports HDR. It also supports a whole bunch of other capabilities that should give me a lot of interesting photos going forward. But ultimately, we have a device here that, again, supports a lot of different capabilities. And more importantly, I think just looking at it, feeling how it feels, the build quality is exceptional. And I think I'm looking forward to seeing what the next week or so looks when it comes to using this device. So more importantly, that's the unboxing. There isn't much in the box. We'll be getting the final devices hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But I'll also be using this as my daily driver over the next week or so. And I'll be able to give you a full review, giving you a sense of exactly how it looks and how it works. So thank you very much for joining me for this unboxing. It does look like a fantastic phone. And of course, we'll go into all the nitty-gritties in the review in about a week's time and just see what the HMD Skyline looks like. It's going to be selling in Kenya for about 60,000 shillings when it becomes available in late September 2024. And I do believe that they do have a winner on their hands in terms of how good this phone looks and feels. Thank you for joining us for this particular unboxing. We'll catch you in the next one.